The Tragedy of Commons by Noe Gonzales. The tragedy of commons is a dilemma arising from a situation in which multiple individuals acting independently and rationally consulting their own self-interest will ultimately deplete a shared limited resource, even when it is clear that it is not in anyone's long-term interest for this to happen. Source: Princeton Education. What are some real-life examples of the tragedy of commons? After a little bit of research, I have found a local example of tragedy of commons. The Houston toad is one example of the tragedy of commons. Recently, scientists have found a medical benefit from this organism. The chemicals in its skin that it uses to help defend from predators can also help humans treat for heart conditions and nervous disorders. Recently, the toad has been endangered due to this benefit and overhunting, and also from deforestation in the Houston area and other places in Texas. Let's say that 6 scientists want to take a certain amount of toads for each of their companies so they can make the most money and help their company grow the most. As you can see, they all chose an area that has a limited number of toads. And one by one, they will all try to take as many toads as they can. And slowly you can see that these toads do not have enough time to repopulate. They do not think about their actions as they're doing it. They just take as many as they can because they know if they don't, someone else will. And slowly all of them go away until there's none left for them and they have to move on to a new place, if there even is a new place for them to find the Houston toad. Are there some solutions to this? As you can see, here's a map of Texas counties that hold the Houston toad. All the gray shaded ones hold them, and as you can see, Harris County does not hold any of them. This is ironic because Houston is in Harris County, and the Houston toad cannot be found in Houston. My solution was to have a certain number of acres be closed off for medical use. Here they will let the Houston toad repopulate and create its own community to where scientists can have limits on how much they take and still have enough time for these Houston toads to repopulate so they will not go extinct in this area. This way they will not affect the whole population and they will be able to keep the environment safe by not removing an important element. Every part of the environment is important and plays a big part in keeping everything stable. This has been Noe Gonzales on the Rayburn Project, Tragedy of the Commons. Thank you for listening, and I hope you've learned more about the tragedy of commons. Good night.